Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics. What's happening, man? How you doing?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Greg?
Good. Welcome to another episode of New to Mythics, episode 74, with my buddy Matt Ramirez. How you doing, man? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Just
good to be on. Good to make it in the big time. Get the Schmerber treatment.
No, it's the other way around. No, you're big time. I'm small fry, small potato. We've been talking about this for a while. Like I would in like the cabal or something. I'd be like, hey, let's do, let's record a show. And you're the, yeah, sure. And then we don't talk for another month or something. And then I'll see you on Legion's chat. And, we're like two boats passing but I'm glad we finally.
Yeah. I was giving you a pass because like prior to a couple of weeks ago, it was a pretty hectic month. So I was kind of like, well, once this stuff passes, I'm going to start like getting more on it with you,
I appreciate it.
Yeah. So like, I'm not going to bug you right now because it's like, I'm busy. Things were hectic, but like once all that stuff kind of died down, that's why I was kind of been more like, dude, let's do this.
Yeah. So, no, I appreciate that. Cause it's like, it's in the back of my mind. Like there's people that I want to talk to. Like I've talked to Nate Strong. I've talked to Steph Detour, a few people in the community that I'm like, let's do this, and they're like, yeah, let's do this, and then I stall out, or I'm like, I get busy with other stuff, and I just don't get around to it. So I need to be better. I need to be more organized. Like the dudes at the Legion's Lair dudes, like they've got like they're booked. Like they're like, we're good until next year. We got guests. I'm like, man, I need to be more.
Good luck getting on that show because they're already booked before the year even starts.
Forget it. You guys organize like that?
We try to do things a little ahead of time. Like like a lot of times it's usually like the week before. We'll go through phases, and then other times we'll actually try to plan it out. So like I've been a little more involved, especially with Legion's Con coming up. So we've got a little more mapped out. So like if I want to have someone on, then I'll usually plan it ahead of time. So I'll be like, hey, like we just this past week, when this coming on, but we had Jake, who's in the Legion's chat on, and that was someone I brought in. So I kind of said, hey, when can you be on? Since I knew we had nothing booked, and then I did that. And then also I've got a Raging Ogre Studios coming on October 26th, John from the Legion's chat. So those guys I planned, so those are kind of planned ahead of time. And then
so I like how you're kind of, you're farming, you're in Legion's chat, and you're kind of throwing that net out there and connecting with some good dudes. And
and they're like, I think it was Jake's first time, ever doing something. So they're not like, and John, I don't know if I don't catch everything all the time. And I don't know if John's on a lot of things. I don't think he is. So it's just kind of like, it's nice to get people out there that aren't always, that don't get a lot of invites maybe, and maybe don't go out there and say, hey, can I be on the show? Can I be on the show kind of thing. So I like getting those people.
Yes.
They have something to push, to promote. It's like, dude. So like when I saw Jake had those faceplates, you got the faceplates? Come on the show, talk about the
faceplate. Absolutely. Yeah, those were rad too. The Goblin and the other two. There's a female one, and
the female ones, and then the dwarf that the beard comes out, and another regular human face.
I love trying to support people that are creative in the community. Like I always say, if you've got something that you want to show, hit me up, man. I fully support people in there. And some people, they get uncomfortable. Like I had Chris Ferrone on the other day, and And I did it. Like I turned it into a commercial. I'm like, hey, this guy's got great stuff. And he's like, I didn't come on here for that. I didn't, but I'm like, I'm just trying to get you as much, recognition. I don't have a huge show, but I try to do what I can if I can get some kind of awareness to people that make these amazing things.
Yeah. And it gets it out there, because then someone sees it and maybe tells someone else, oh, this dude,
right.
Someone's, man, I wish someone was making some face plates, and then someone would be like, oh, I was just watching, the show, and this guy was on there, like,
Exactly. It's kind of our way to help the community and to be, the connective tissue in between the creative talents and within.
There'll be people on, my other co-hosts that don't even know sometimes this stuff exists.
Like, who's this guy? What is that?
And when I show them, they'll be like, oh, this dude makes that? Like, that's cool, like, same
it's
with me.
Hard.
People on, like, I didn't know this was a thing,
It's hard to be plugged in all the time.
Yeah.
Especially if you work, especially if you have a life, if you have a partner, like
you just shouldn't in general. You just shouldn't be plugged in all the time just because there's
probably not.
There's life.
Yeah. Go out and sit in the grass and feel some sun on you.
Yeah, walk the dog.
For people that don't know, everyone that's watching this does know, but Matt is part of Latin Legions on Sunday nights at
6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. Latin Legions action figure podcast. Got to say the whole name for Tony.
Absolutely, we want Tony to be happy. Tony was like my second guest. Tony and Ed.
Yeah.
I didn't really know anybody. Like I was not really friends with a lot of people yet. I kind of knew the community, but I didn't know them personally.
Yeah.
And so, you guys, or specifically them, because they live in that, in that part of America. I ran into them at the, I think it was ZoloCon.
Oh yeah.
And they kind of were the first kind of mythic podcasting people that I had met. And so I was like, man, these dudes, they're just normal dudes, man, but they have a podcast. I'm like, maybe I could do something like that, So they kind of, Tony and
now you have like 8.
Now I have at least 8, yeah, and I'm thinking of another one. So, but I was like, maybe I could try this. Maybe not as good, but it's fun. Like talking with Ed and Tony and Raul and Brett and Sven, like all these regular Joes that are out there. Like I had so much fun, and time went by so fast.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what our shows are like. You know what I mean? It's like you just have a good time with your bros, your amigos, just talking toys and introducing new people that maybe you have met to your audience. And I think that's pretty rad.
Yeah, that's part of the fun. Yeah, just meeting new people, getting to know people, and it's fun when you know the person. But then it's also fun when you don't know the person that's on, because then you meet someone new. You
right.
Got a new friend, a new person you can chat with if you're in line with them at Legion's Con or somewhere.
Isn't it funny how like people get hot in the community, where it's like they'll do like show, like they're on all the shows. It's so
yeah.
Fun
I've seen that every now and then. You'll be like, oh, that person's there again.
They're very popular right now. What's going on here? But
yeah. Usually, cool. Sometimes there's a reason. Like David Williams, good dude, and obviously, he has, he's popping off because he's got a lot of stuff going on. So it's like people want to come on and talk about your stuff,
Yeah.
Tell us more,
Are people usually receptive to that? Like, are people usually cool about like kind of, showing off what they have or promoting themselves? Because promoting yourself is kind of a weird, you know what I mean?
Promoting yourself, I would say maybe like isn't necessarily, and that's not how I would say we do it. It's showing off your stuff.
Right.
You think at the end of the day, like, some or most of Latin Legions would agree that, some of their favorite stuff is when they're just showing off their own stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's
promoting yourself is not the right. I used it. Yeah. That's not what I meant. I meant like
what we're trying to do. We're trying to promote them, but they're just there to show off their stuff.
Right. Yeah. It's all, I think it's kind of just boils down to show and tell. Like I made this, or I got this, or I thought of this, and this is here it
And
is.
people want to see it and they want to know how you did it, and
Yeah.
how you, like just throw back to David, where it was like, why did you do the shield upside down? Of course, there's a very simple answer. He said that's how it was pictured, but you just have these little questions about how you come up with things, or you say you're talking to Brian about his torches, and
Right.
the face plates. People want to know. There was all kinds of questions about the plugs for Jake. Like how do you get the plugs in the back? For the face plates, like. People are curious. They want to, we're all kind of creative people or creators in some degree. So when you see someone else, you want to, you're interested. It's like when you watch Mr. Rogers and they'd have the little videos of like the paint being put in the can. You're like, people are, I think we're just curious people that like to know how things are done.
Absolutely. I watch those how it's made videos all the time.
Yeah.
Mesmerized.
Exactly.
Yeah, that creative process. I think it's so interesting, and I love to have like creative people on. I think it's kind of it's the best use of us, I think, is to kind of try to showcase and get that, word out and on what's going on in the creativity, or recognizing people that, are doing good stuff in the community, or, like Brian doing CarverCon. Like, I'm like, bro, whenever you want to tape anything, let me know. Like, he's such a good dude, such a hard worker, like he deserves his success. So like whenever he wants to show anything, like, bro, come on, you're welcome, just message me. Like I love that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm planning to go to that. So that should be
That's
fun.
a long ways, bro. You gonna drive? You gonna fly?
No, I'll fly.
Okay.
Actually, Al and I have been discussing it, so I may fly to Chicago and then road trip with Al just for fun.
Does he lives in Chicago?
Yeah, in the Chicago area.
I didn't know that. I didn't know where Al was. All I see is the inside of his basement with the the pipes and stuff. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know where this guy is. He could be anywhere.
Yeah, no, yeah. So he's in Chicago. So he was kind of like, well, it's like a 4-hour drive. So he was like, kind of like, come hang out in Chicago for a couple days and then, drive down for the con. So I don't know. May end up doing that.
That would be fun. Road trip, man. Have you been to Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually went not this past year, but the year before. I went to the Chicago Toy Show.
Oh, I hear that's nice.
Went with him. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jeremy's mentioned that one. Or it's not Chicago, it's what's it called?
The Kane County.
Yes.
Kane
Is
County
that the one you went to?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go one of these years.
I mean, it's just like a big toy show.
Yeah.
They have a lot of just old school stuff, and it's just a huge place. I was beat afterwards.
A lot of walking and
yeah. And Al's like, let's go here, let's go back over there, and I'm just like, oh, my feet.
The energy.
Yeah.
Tired.
12,000 steps, no food, no beer. How am I supposed to survive?
Yeah, I'm like, I won't go back the next day. I'm like, let's do it all today. I'm not coming back, man.
I think it is only it's only a one day for regular people. I think they might do a vendor night or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always love like when you go to those shows and it's like the show's getting ready to wrap it up, it's dying down. That's when you get some deals.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to put all this crap back in there. It's like, I got to put all this in a box, and then I got to haul it. I got to put it back in storage, back home. That's when you're like,
that's $40.
And they're going to be like,
Yep.
Maybe, that's when you get
swoop in for the kill.
Are you a haggler? Do you like
no, I'm not.
Some people don't like it. They don't like it.
I'm like, I can very good at just not being at being disinterested. So it's kind of like, yeah, that's cool. And then if they're like, $10 less, then I might be like, oh, okay, well, then maybe we can discuss this, Like,
you're not going back and forth. Like, that's bullshit. I'm not paying that. That's I'm going to go over here. I saw it cheaper over here. You're not.
Yeah, I'm not like, if someone wants to, they can charge whatever they want for whatever, whatever they're selling. I'm not going to, judge anybody. It's just, I'm just not going to buy it. I'll just, like at that toy show, they had a bunch back in the day. They had a bunch of Othos, right? Like not a bunch, but different tables had them, and it was like 400 here, 420. Like I wasn't going to buy one, but it just kind of like no one's going to come pay that at the King County Toy Show. Like
If
And
you do,
and those people weren't going to budge right at the time on their prices.
right.
But I
Yeah.
don't like to haggle. Just give me the deal.
I'll
I like
ask,
the deal.
like say if they're asking say $100, and in my mind I'm thinking I'll pay 60, 65. I'll say, would you do, would you do any less? Would you, would you take, 60, 65, and that way it starts a dialogue.
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend them. You know what I mean? I don't want, it depends on the person. If they're open to it, if they're like firm, no, then I'm like, okay, hey, I can't meet you in the middle. So, I'm not happy with that price. I'm not, unless I really, really want it, then I'm going to be like, okay. Are you sure? Then, I'm walking the whole thing. and
they see like he's coming around again. He's going to buy this time.
Yeah. Or I'll be like you, I'll look at it and be like, man, I don't know.
I will do really if I find multiple things. I'll try to,
like a bundle deal?
Then I'll try to get well, what if I get both of these, then I might see if they.
What are you doing? Yeah. What are you? Yeah. You going to work a deal with me here on that? Or,
yeah.
I just think it's fun. I think it's fun. As long as people are in good spirits and they don't mind, I'm not trying to offend anybody. And I hate lowballers. Like if he's asking 100, I'm not going to say 20 bucks. It's like, dude, you're insulting me, beat it. I'm just trying to get the best deal for you and me. You know what I mean? Like when you're trading, like say you're trading mythic figures, it's like you've got something valuable. Say you've got a Lucretia, and so the person, you're wanting to get rid of it, and that person's like, okay, what do you value Lucretia at? And that's where you kind of build that, the communication between the two. Because in your mind, you could be like, my Lucretia is worth $200.
Yeah.
And in their mind, they're like, I don't want to pay $80 for that. You know what I mean? So like you have to have that kind of bridge of communication so that you're on the same page and people don't get pissed off.
Yeah, so I'm kind of iffy with trading because it is like, so it's like, well, I might think this is more like, unless it's just a straight up something, like, an even, this for that. Like, I don't like to get,
Yeah. But it's weird with perceived value, though. You know what I mean? It's like, do I value this figure more than you do? Like I'm perceiving that Lucretia is $200, but you just checked on eBay and she's worth 80 or 90 or something. It's like, in this person's mind, they're thinking it's worth this much, but as a buyer, you don't think it's worth that much. So like you have to try and, I guess, figure it out. Or
but see, I have like, there's also like you said, the perceived value. Like let's say I've got like a Valiant Knight, right? And those are going for like, $70 on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
And but I'm not going to get rid of a Valiant Knight for if someone offered me $150 for it, then yeah, sure, you can have one of my Valiant Knights. But I'm not looking to sell it for $70. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
To me, it's worth more than that $70. I'd rather have it than sell it.
Yes.
For $70.
Yeah, that's true too. Just because that's the going rate doesn't mean that I would give it up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Because there's the factors of rare. There's the factors of, is it still being made? Is it, if I sell it, can I get it again? You know what I mean? Like, if I have a Ravina and I get rid of her, I'll probably never be able to have her again. I'll never be able, like, my friend Mark had Otho, and he sold Otho for like cost back in the day because he was getting out of the, he is probably not happy about that nowadays, but it's like, I forgot where I was going with that.
But just the value of that you'll let something go as opposed to what someone else may want.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. He's not able to buy it back. So it's like you have to factor in those things. Can I get another Valiant Knight? And if I do, then I'm paying how much for it. So
yeah. Hopefully those gardeners aren't too loud. I don't know if you can hear them or not.
I hear a little bit, but it's okay.
Okay, cool.
Kind of sound like a Cylon from Battlestar Galactica.
They should be done soon. But anyway, cool. I wasn't sure if that.
I'm having a good time talking. What do you collect now? And has it changed? Are you still into? Do you like the I used to ask like, what did you collect as a kid? But like that that question is kind of played out and tired. So it's like, what do you collect now? I'm interested in like what you collect. Do you still collect the stuff that you collected as a kid? Has it evolved, adapted, changed?
Yeah, like generally now I only collect stuff that I'm gonna probably like photograph, stuff for shooting and for project based stuff. So I still do collect like Black Series and Marvel Legends and vintage collection. But those I generally will only get at like Ross. If I see them at Ross, I get those because I have most of what I. Once in a while, I'll see something I really want. I'll be like, oh, I'll get that. I'll get the Jada Toy Street Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Those I like, and they don't kill you with a lot of those, so I buy those. And then I do dabble with like Savage Crucible and AWOC because those you can shoot them, you can mess with them. But not like, I mean, mostly everything these days is Mythics and Cosmics.
Right.
And
do you like the schedule of, like you said with Jada, like they don't kill you? So are you saying like you have a space to breathe and collect, what you? So
it's nice every 6 months to get cool little, couple Street Fighter figures to play with, and then alrighty, 6 months later, another $60 or whatever. Now that's not like
so it's not like a barrage,
at a time. Yeah,
a barrage of amazing figures that you have to. Have to get them all. Yeah.
So like I said, I get more just stuff for popping and swapping, and a lot of that, a lot of Mythics, a lot of Mythics has been destroying with all their stuff lately.
Man, their stuff. I mean, did you see the pictures from ToyCon? Like,
oh yeah,
they're just so good, man. Like Eric Treadaway is just outdoing himself.
Yeah, they're just too fun. Like I have, like I said, I have a bunch of pop and swaps and stuff I've been doing with all with the new stuff that's come in. And I haven't even gotten to mess with. I opened up the aux screw. I just put them on the shelf. I haven't really had a chance to like really play with them or take shots with them because my setups are all like Mythic based.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to like take it down. And like I said, I have everything all out for Mythics. And the thing is I'm having fun with it. I'm not like, oh, let me just throw it on the shelf and move it. It's like, no, I'm like,
yes,
I painted some stuff, like some extra zombie parts, and I want to make my zombies. And I'm like, that I'll almost be done. And then, the legacies come out. So then I got to wait for my extra, for my Otho. And then, so then I can break the extra apart, to mess around with and, and all that kind of stuff. So it's just,
but you take your time. You take your time.
Yeah. Like I like to enjoy it, and I don't want to, if I'm tired, it's like as much as I want to do it. If I'm tired, I'm like, I just leave it. Wait till I can really, sit down and enjoy it.
I'm the same way. Like I've got friends that will like, as soon as the box is there, they're breaking it open like Christmas morning. Everything is open, and I'm kind of like more casual. Like I think I just opened the Skeleton Raider, like a few weeks ago, like a week or 2 weeks ago. I'm like, this is a beautiful figure, but I'm not in a hurry. I mean, I have it. I'll get to it, with the right time.
Yeah. The Oxford, though, I wanted to open them, even though I knew I didn't have time to play with them, but I just like Al and I were hanging out and we were opening them together, but I had a spot for the shelf for them already. So it was easy to just, open it and put it there, and then when I have time, after I wrap up my Mythic run, I'll take them off the shelf and spend some good time with them.
Right.
So I got a Planet Dio, I can set up and get that going.
A lot of collectors have issues with space. How is your space, for you? Like, do you have room for stuff or?
No, I have space for certain things, but it is a premium,
Yeah.
Like I have room to grow a little bit, but like essentially, like when the dragon comes, probably G.I. Joe's going to go away.
Right.
Like that's,
Now, would you get rid of your G.I. Joe, or are you just going to box it or bin it?
I'd probably just bin it.
Yeah.
And keep it handy because I do. I do like messing with those, and I don't get to. I don't shoot them that often. I don't know. I'm not that into army stuff when it comes to like taking pics, but I would like to have them accessible so that if I do, I can get to them. You know.
So how often is photography like a huge part of your collecting? So are you taking pictures of everything that you have, or just certain figures, or like how is it tied to your collecting?
Yeah, like in general, I do. If I open something, I want to like get pictures of it, you know, before I put it on the shelf in case it never comes off the shelf again.
So everything you get, you take a picture of.
No, I don't, but I like to because
So what do
sometimes
you,
it is just too much, and it just
so what do you do with those pictures?
do with the pictures.
Yeah.
Oh well, the pictures. Oh, I post them on Instagram.
Okay.
Not all. I mean, I've got like right now like edited, ready to like. They're not all winners, but I have like a Mythic Legions folder that has like over 200 photos in it.
I don't have your Instagram. What's your Instagram, dude?
Collectible fun.
Oh, okay. Let me see here. Collectible.
But yeah, so there's some that I do like to shoot all the time, or I get an idea. But then if let's say I get an idea, I'll make a setup, and then after I'm done, I might be like, well, what else can I do with this setup?
Yeah.
What other stuff can I, and then I'll just knock out a bunch of stuff.
See, I didn't know that you were into photography, dude. I had no idea.
Oh,
I had
that was my first thing was this before getting into Mythics. And that's kind of how I ended up at Legions Con was because of my toy photography buddies.
Really?
Yeah.
But they're not the guys that are on the show. They're different dudes?
Yeah, no, they're different dudes. They've got some of them, they're like they've got a show I don't know if they've done it in a while called Lazy Boys. Some buddies there. Yeah, that Skeleton Raider's awesome.
It's a great figure, man. It's a lot of fun. That's another great figure.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites. I think I ended up with 4 or 5 of him.
Mythic and Cosmic, their stuff is just so photographable.
Yes, they make it very easy.
Make it very easy.
I
love seeing other people's photography. We got some Savage Crucible here. We got some Jaeger.
Yeah, Savage Crucible. Those look good too. Like so, that's what I like about the Mythic is like they practically shoot themselves.
Yes.
So that's what I like to say. They practically shoot themselves because they look so good.
It helps to have some talent and some dios, though.
Yeah.
I don't have either one.
So I have dials. I'll say that.
I am a vanilla poser, dude.
Yeah, same.
But I respect people that do pose. Like it's a talent, I think.
It's only like in a collab where I'll get crazy with something like this, where it's like,
I think that's cool.
It was like a battle. Battle was like the collab. So I'm like, oh, let me try to figure out a battle scene. But like, I won't sit there just on my own and be like, well, I'm going to have these guys make a battle. Like,
yeah.
I'm not.
You're not going that hardcore.
I'm not that creative, and it's annoying. They fall over.
Yes.
Just as you get it set up.
They do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, you got to be quick.
And I like to just kind of showcase the figures, kind of what
I like the picture down there at the bottom with all them kind of. That's a cool one, man.
Oh yeah, that was for a Goblin collab.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that, man.
All the different people. That's run by Elijah Baker.
Man, that dude's awesome.
Speaking of Goblin collab.
Yeah.
Yeah, so most of my dials I made them.
So you make your own dials?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either, bro. I had no idea. How did that come about?
I'm cheap.
You're like, I can make that. I'm not paying $100 for that.
Yeah. My quality is not as good as others, but
I think with pictures though,
I say for the photo, yes, exact for the photos. Now that's like a terrarium background that I use for the forest.
I love these 2 figures though.
Oh, she's my favorite.
Is she?
Yeah, Artemis is probably my favorite.
Now,
I am happy with that. Go up to that Wolverine there.
Let me ask.
I was happy with that rooftop that I made.
Distracting question here. Okay. How many Artemises do you have?
Just one.
See that What's wrong with me, dude? Like, I will buy multiples of a figure that I love.
I just happened to get it before it stopped being $50, and then
right.
I was like, "Oh, this is super!" And I wasn't really doing a lot of popping and swapping at the time, so it's like it didn't think to get more.
But would you buy another one if it was a good deal?
Yeah,
yeah,
I'd probably pick one up.
I was at ZoloCon, and for some reason, Jeremy and Cookie had brought out some old figures, and I love when they do that.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's like, "Hey man, there's we just put out Bardrick and Artemis." I'm like, so I grabbed me another Artemis. You know, for $40, you can't.
Yeah.
You got to. You know what I mean? Is this?
That'd be hard. I don't know if I would open. If I did buy a second one, I don't know if I would open it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I would have to have something specific in mind where I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to go grab that because I need it for something."
Yeah, for sure. Is this a CT or Mythics?
That's a CT. Yeah, but I like my little rooftop dio I made.
Hell yeah, dude! You did a great job, man.
I'm going to make a rooftop.
I like the trash strewn about.
Oh yeah, I've got all kinds of minis for days of different stuff.
Is it like foam that you're using, or what do you use?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all carved into foam.
I need to watch an instructional thing on that, man. I just can't imagine a sheet of foam turning into like a brick wall, you know? Like I just can't, my brain, I need to see it done.
Yeah, it's pretty, like I said, I'm not very artistic, but it's easy. I think it's easy.
So you made that background?
Yeah.
I recognize the door from the last Wolverine picture.
Yes, that's like a little shed I made to like go on top of the, or like, I guess the fire escape door or something.
Now, how did you do the bricks and stuff?
I carved it in with, with a ruler, just measured it out and carved it in.
That's how you do it.
Yeah, you just, one line, and then you, cross.
You make it sound easy, bro.
It is. You just have to pay, and if you mess up and you cross when you shouldn't have crossed, you just you make that a crack in the bricks.
Oh, there you go.
With that cosmic, that's like my planet background that I made.
I dig this. This is cool.
Like it's just layers of foam that I did. And I was originally going to make it a mountain for G.I. Joe, and then I ended up just painting it blue, and I was like, I'll use it for alien stuff. And then I got some blue kinetic sand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. And I like the shadows and stuff on the Magnus head. I think that's cool.
I do everything very haphazard and just and I'll do it 10 different ways and see what I like.
Yeah.
Like, so I could be like there with my phone and like holding the light up here, and then I'll hold the light over here, or
how does this look? How does this?
I have a bounce card on my chest and like be like this.
Your wife ever ask you, what are you doing?
One time she did, because I had I was taking pictures on the dining room table. We had a chandelier, or like not a chandelier, but a hanging light.
Yeah.
And I had a big piece of white poster of foam, little thin poster board, and it basically works as like a diffuser. So I taped it to the bottom of the light, so then I could have that light on, and it actually gave me good light from above, but diffused it. And so she came home, and it's hung there by like duct tape or by masking tape.
She's like, bro, what are you doing?
What the hell is this?
That's funny, man. I'm like trying to get a good shot here.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm diffusing the light.
I love Scally. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I need to get another one of those.
I passed on the pre-order, and then I just regretted it right away. I'm like, what was I thinking? Why didn't I get a couple of these guys? I have a couple now, but it's just a fun figure.
Yeah, I wasn't that into skeletons, but these skeletons are pretty.
Me too.
Pretty dope.
They make me want to buy them somehow. Some kind of black magic.
But yeah, I made that. That's a simple. I mean, that the cosmic dial is like the easiest thing to make, because you don't got to do much. Not a lot of carving. The little pipes. That's about it.
What kind of foam do you use for people that are interested?
It's like the insulation foam. You get it like Lowe's or Home Depot. It's like, I think 2 inch or no 1 inch.
Is it? And it's like that pink foam.
Yeah, it's pink at Home Depot. It's pink. I think it's like blue at Lowe's.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of paint do you use? You prime,
Just like craft paint. Like
you carve it first and then paint it.
yeah, you carve it, prime it. There's different ways you can prime it. I usually just do black paint and Mod Podge.
Okay.
Mixed together and then
Like acrylic paints or
prime it. Yeah, like like when you get at Walmart or Michael's, just the
yeah.
basic like apple barrel or whatever.
I like the lighting on this.
Yeah, I messed around with that one.
Yeah, I like it. I like the chain. Very cool.
Yeah, like I'll peruse Michael's and just kind of look for stuff that I might be able to repurpose somewhere else,
I'm interested in like this shot right here. I'm interested. I like this because it's a moment. You know what I mean? He's not doing this crazy dynamic pose. He's not like, splitting somebody's head with an axe. Those are cool shots too. But I also like the atmospheric or the ones where it's like a snapshot of a moment.
Yeah.
Like that kind of picture I like. Like he doesn't need to have a weapon every time. He doesn't need all the guns and all the axes and swords. Like it's okay for him not to have that stuff in his hand. He's got a chain.
Yeah, like if you looked at my posing style, my favorite pose is probably like the "what's over there" pose. Like,
yeah. I like it though. I think that's just as interesting as I like the action poses and stuff, but I also like just the regular, like life in motion. You know what I mean? They're like a moment caught in time. Like this guy's just chilling. He's
actually I took that at a legit castle.
Oh, really?
In Portugal, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And it was, it was just a doorway. My wife was like shopping somewhere, and like there's this doorway. You can barely see the green door. I like the green door, but I ended up not getting it in the shot. But I was just kind of standing there, so I'm like, oh, let me put this guy there.
Oh yeah, let me pull this sweet figure out of my pocket here
and take a photo.
But it looks great. It's great. It's like he's
chilling,
like sitting on the wall after a battle or something. But you're right though; they photograph so well.
Yeah,
I hope that they do more like face plates and things like that, different faces.
Yeah, I'd love to see more. I'm sure we'll get a faceplate pack at some point.
Yeah, definitely need that. Holding the Joker card. I like it.
Yeah, once in a while I get creative. I get an idea.
Was this in Portugal too?
Yeah, that's like did I put the name in there? The Tower of Lisbon. That's the Tower of Lisbon.
Oh, yeah, I see it.
Old watchtower they have there.
Yeah, dude.
So,
how many figures did you bring with you?
3. I think I took that one. And I took the. See, I didn't want to get his Templar dirty, so I took the soft goods off of Elijah.
Smart, yeah.
Which I didn't realize though. Like Templars are from Portugal.
Really?
Like that's where the Templar. Like they're huge into Templars. Like at that castle. I bought a little mini figure of a Templar that looks exactly pretty much like Sir Elijah.
Really?
Like same helmet and everything, yeah.
I did not know that.
So I dropped the ball on that, but again, I didn't want the soft goods to get dirty. So I took that one and a black and a gunmetal armory knight.
Okay. Good choices, man.
Yeah.
Any extra heads?
Maybe a helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like the skull, like the Elijah heads.
That's one thing I really wish that they would do more of is like battle damaged, dirty, grimy, bloody holes, and capes and tattered. I really like that, because they're on a quest. They're not going to be brand new and white and shiny and armor's all perfect. It's going to be dented up, bloody, rusty.
Yeah.
They've seen some things. I like this too. It's amazing how a toy can look alive. Like I'm looking at her eyes right now, and it's just something happens where it looks like she's looking at something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm looking at him like, man, I probably could have lit those eyes better, but then I'm like, but if you lit the eyes better, then you probably would know it looked more like a toy because
yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is you want to like not see joints and not see, you know, articulation spots, because it
Oh,
kind
that's
of
feeling
takes
where
you.
I've done a shot and I've like done it and then I'm put everything away later on, or sometimes even a month or two, sometimes a year later I'm editing the photo
Yeah.
and I'm like, gosh darn it, like I wish I didn't get that in the that in the shot, that joint or whatever sticking
Right.
out.
Yeah. See, look at the head sculpt, dude.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite. Like I really like this figure because it is a really good head sculpt.
Yeah, and he's like looking just right above my shoulder, like he's looking at somebody,
Yeah, like he's like, I said no more.
right?
And he breaks the table. So that's not even like a character that I was necessarily like a huge. I'm almost a bigger fan of the character just because I love this figure.
Yeah.
Like give
Yeah,
give
I,
him more
I
badass
do that
stuff to.
too. I do that too. Like I was on a Winter Soldier thing just because I liked his outfits. I thought they looked cool, but I
He's so
wasn't per se
dreamy.
like a big fan. What'd you say?
Said he's so dreamy.
Yeah, he's a dreamy guy. That's cool too. Very cool.
Yeah, that's a cool figure.
Yeah, I didn't know that about you, man. That you're into photography and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it photography. Like it says here, I play with toys, then I take pics. Like that's the way I look
Hobby.
at it.
You
More
have
so.
fun. It's a
Yeah.
hobby.
I enjoy doing the setups. Like when I was younger, I would do a lot of like I would just make displays of my stuff in my room, like every few months I'd change up, the setups. So that's like something I do in my toy room all the time. I'm always rearranging, let me group it by this, or now let me group it by that, or that kind of stuff. Like I just enjoy that messing with my stuff. So that's why I like the pictures. Like you get to make a little scene, but you get to make lots of scenes, not just once every 6 months
Right.
when you rearrange everything.
I need to do that. That sounds like fun. I'm boring, dude. I'll open something and I'll like carry it around. Like I had traded Gareth Norman, I think his name is, for like just the parts. Like I think he traded me a couple of things, but he threw this in, but it was the arms, the head and the chest, and then this loin piece. And Joe G in a trade sent me the legs. But it's just for some reason I just carry it around with me. Like I have so much fun with it. But I'm like, I should like take pictures. I should, it's kind of like by carrying it around or looking at it or posing it or just like articulating it, like that's my way of kind of playing with it.
Yeah.
And like your way is kind of like taking pictures or putting it in a dio. Like we have our ways of like, like playing with our toys, even though we're not like, we're not really doing that anymore. I mean,
sometimes maybe, you never know.
Maybe, but it's kind of like our way of still doing that. Yes.
Yeah, no, I used to like, as the kids say, I used to like low key like judge like train people.
Right.
But like one day I was like there, making my dio and like, I'm putting in like, the Chinese food container and like the tattered newspaper in the corner that at the end doesn't even show up in the shot.
Right.
But I make the whole scene, but I only shoot this one little part. And I'm like, I guess I really can't. I guess I get it now, train people. I get it. You just like to be able to just make your own little, that's just on a larger, more permanent scale when you're making your train village or whatever. But it's like, I get it. It's your world. You control it. You can make it however you want.
Yes.
I'm sorry I ever judged. There's my formal apology to train people right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. My uncle was hardcore. He had my grandparents had a barn. And so my uncle, when he was a kid, had this, I think my grandpa made it for him, but it was like probably, dude, it had to be like 15, 20 feet long, like a piece of plywood, but it was like reinforced. Like he made it into this like 20-foot long table.
Yeah.
And had like mountains. He had like a town. He had like street lights. I remember when I saw it as a kid, I was like, this is like magic.
Yeah.
This is like a little world. Like I wanted to like touch everything. He's like, don't touch. Look with your eyes.
Get your dirty hands.
Yeah, get your damn dirty, filthy kid hands off of. But it was just so cool. But like you said, we get it now. Like that was their thing.
Like, it's like your own little like Zen garden, or your little. kind of thing. Your little bonsai tree, clipping it.
Absolutely. So do you have like figures that you like prefer to take pictures with? I mean, I know mythic, but like, is there a certain type, like, goblins or dwarfs or knights or?
I like knights. I do a lot of knights. I do like the zombies.
Mm-hmm. Like the undead.
Yeah, the undead. I call them zombies. The undead. And so sometimes like I just have to keep myself from just taking a bunch of just zombie pics, but like so much so like I made like this is the ghost parts, but I wanted more undead. So I painted the ghost parts to be undead.
What?
So I could make more. Rather than try to trade with someone, I was just like, I'm just going to paint them and make my own.
Yeah,
more undead.
that's smart.
And then eventually, I'll probably dirty this up,
Yeah, it's a little too shiny.
Yeah, I just popped it together. I just finished painting these this last week.
It looks good, dude.
So I have more. I just haven't put them all together yet. But yeah, this is the first one I did with my paint job. But I do like how the eyes look.
I do too. I love the round eyeballs
behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like these way more. I think I ended up with 3 or 4 of the packs. I think at least 3. Maybe I might have ended up with 4.
Of the undead?
Yeah.
I love that set. Like that and the Terpiculi, they're just fun. You can do so much with them.
And a lot of the undead, I basically just stripped them for their soft goods and just put their parts on other fodder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think I only kept one in the actual with the soft goods, and
I think I kept mine normal. I went ghost though instead of zombie.
Yeah.
I know.
I took one set of pictures of the ghost, and I was like, yeah. I think I don't know. Maybe they're harder to shoot. I don't know. They just seem less fun to me. You can't stab a ghost,
right?
You can't, I don't know.
I like a bit of both.
Yeah, I went full commitment to the undead.
Okay.
Painted my ghosts.
Hey, that's your undead camp. That's okay.
It gave me something to do.
Absolutely.
Gave me a project. I like a little, like I said, I like project-based stuff because you're not spending money. You're using what you already have.
You're being crafty.
Yes.
How did you get into Mythics? Like, what was the journey on that?
It was crazy. It kind of goes back to my toy photography people. I pre-ordered an all-in for the second Cosmic because I'm more into Star Wars. Like I would see them here and there, but I'm like skeletons, even like the knights. I'm like, I'm not really. I enjoy some fantasy, but I'm not like a hardcore.
Right.
I'm not all in on fantasy. I guess if you're like, I haven't seen all the Lord of the Rings, but I'm iffy on it. I can take it. Oh,
even Nova,
your dog did not like that.
She took umbrage on that. She's like, "Oh no, sir."
Bitch.
She's like, "How do I hit end record?"
Yeah. So it was like in August, and I think they'd gone to some of them had gone to ChrisCon that year. I think in 2022, and the Horsemen were there.
Right.
I think they were there. So then they were like, "Oh, my one buddy was like, I'm going to go to Legion's Con." So then other people were like, "Yeah, I'm going to go." So I looked it up, and it was like 20 minutes from my sister-in-law's house. So I told my wife, I'm like, "Hey, you want to go visit your sister in November?" And my wife was like, "Sure." So like she looked up flights, and it was kind of like, okay, I told her what I wanted to do, and it's like, Uber there, we'll drop you off, go meet up with your friends, and then we stayed in town afterwards, and hung out in New York and all that, hung out with her family. But before my buddy, who was like kind of the one who was like, let's go do this. That happened August 1st, was like around then is when I got the tickets and everything. And later that month, he passed away in his sleep.
Oh man.
Yeah. And he was very outgoing. Like he was very cool. He was like the core of our group. And I always kind of think it's kind of like his last, like a gift he gave me in the end. Cause I would have never gone, but a couple of my other friends were still going. So I still went, to meet, to meet my buddies. And, again, at that point I'd only had, so as it got closer, I was like, well, I guess I should get a couple of these figures. I'm going to this convention. So I got a Thump and a Sir Owain from Big Bad. I'm like, okay, these are cool. And then I got the Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
And that one was awesome. But that's all I had going into Legion's Con. So like I literally just went.
What year was this?
2022.
22. Okay, that was my first also.
Yeah.
We
so I just went and just hung out, with my friends. I ended up going through. I bought a bunch. I had to borrow a suitcase to bring home all my stuff that I ended up because they had a bunch of knights because that's what I wanted. Like, they had a bunch of I got the Templar. I got the Sir Gerard. There was
Valiant.
a lot of
also Valiant was there too.
No, that was the next year. Was the Valiant Knight?
Was it the next year?
Yeah,
maybe you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
But that's where I met Al for the first time. So I went there. I didn't really know any Cabal people. I think I got into the Cabal like a couple weeks before the con because it was like I realized like, oh, this is like a resource of information,
right?
For like what to expect and what to plan, and I had a lot more anxiety then than I do now going to these things because it's like it's chill, at this point. But yeah, I went because of that, and because of my toy photography friends. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't really even into Mythics at the time, and then I just from there it was like, oh, I'm doing this again next year. But it was further away, so I stayed at the hotel, and that was a blast, and
so much fun.
That's
I always tell people if you can go to the hotel, do the hotel. It's right there. It's so close. You can take a nap and go back, and
definitely the people. Yeah, the people keep you coming, and like I said, it was also the point where like I had all the Wolverines and all the Luke Skywalker. You know what I mean? Like, there's only so much more you need. Like I said, I like the idea of like project-based stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The popping and swapping or the customizing. Paint 3D, 3D parts and painting that stuff. So that kind of because that's kind of where I'm at now in my collecting journey, if you will. So that's why this just kind of works for me, and if there's something really cool Star Wars or Marvel that I need to get, okay, once in a while, there'll be a cool Mythics I might like, yeah, I'm gonna pick that up, but I don't have to, because I have what I need for the pictures, and I just like like being able to customize and just do my own thing. It's super cool.
How do you feel about like version 2s of those figures? Because I've been hearing a lot of people saying like, and I'm not really talking about Mythic per se. I'm talking about like classified, where I've had a friend say, oh, once I've got this figure, then I'm done. So are you happy with what you have? Do you not need to upgrade at any point if they have a new version or something like that? Are you good with what you have?
Yeah, I mean, unless there's a good deal. See, I don't get FOMO for figures. I get FOMO for deals. So if there's a good deal on
that's
something,
where they get you.
Then I'll like I have a like a Mythics Mandalorian that I have. I haven't opened it yet, but I have it because I love Star Wars and I have some Mythics that I really love. But then it was like on sale for like $60. So I'm like, well, I think I'm gonna get that.
Right.
It's a good deal, and I like I like Mythics and I like Star Wars. So,
I like Mythics too, yeah.
So they'll get me on a good deal here and there. I hit up the Rosses, every so often. I'll go on a Ross kick and pick up whatever Star Wars I don't have that shows up. I'm a little more picky with like Marvel Legends and stuff like that. But like any G.I. Joe I don't have or any Star Wars I don't have, I'll pick those up.
Now, when you do buy them, like for me, I'm kind of at that point where it's like my space is so limited that I want to devote all of it to Mythics because it's my favorite line right now. So like now I've kind of put that, like I was thinking the other day, I'm like, you know what? I don't think I'm going to collect classified anymore. I love classified, but like I'm not displaying it. So should I keep buying it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, are you in that same kind of situation, or do you have room for everything? And if you don't, like, would you still buy it even if you don't have the space?
Yeah. See, like I said, if it's at Ross for $5.99, I'd buy it just because.
So you're like, I'll buy it and bin it.
Yeah, and then maybe if the time comes up where there's something, a picture or something, let's say I find a ninja and like there's a collab and they're doing ninja pics, I'll maybe be like, this is a good excuse to go open up that ninja and take a picture. The Star Wars, if I don't have the figure, I'll usually open it and throw it up on the shelf. Like I found a lot of the Skeleton Crew in my Ross pickups lately, and I have like that shelf where there's space for those anyway. So I'll just open those up and throw them up on the shelf.
Right.
If I get another Chewbacca with a different head sculpt, but it's the same Chewbacca that I already have, unless I'm itching to take a picture with that head sculpt, I won't open it. I'll but I'll have it there in case.
You'll still buy it though.
In case that day comes where I'm like, oh man, this picture would look better if he had a yelling head. And then I'll be like, oh wait a minute. Let me go to the garage and get the one where he's got the yelling head.
Yeah,
or if there's accessories, if there's accessories worth taking. Like I have these crows I use in some of my photos that came with a Thor. I didn't want that Thor. I just bought it, for $4.99, and I got the crows. I'm mad I didn't buy more because I could use more crows.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
I bought wrestling figures. I don't collect, but just because they come with beer cans or solo cups. For $5.99, or the wrestlings are usually $3.99.
Check out Etsy too. I don't know if you've been on there, but I was looking at it the other day, and there's all kind of like miniatures, like
you go down a miniature rabbit hole for sure.
Man, it was like miniature box of like powdered dishwasher soap. I'm like,
I got a bunch of those mini brands. I have bags and bags.
What in the world? Whole kitchen. And then there's like books now. Like Curtis was showing off these books. I think they're on Amazon, but they're like books, and they like open. There's like pages.
Oh, those are
like a bookshelf.
Those are fancy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like in my huntings, like at Daiso, these little crates. But yeah, I've got some. There's mini.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Name. I got a mini KFC. There's.
I can see like a Deadpool or a Wolverine walking around with like a bucket of chicken or something.
Pez dispenser.
There you go.
I've got mini balloon animal.
So you just buy stuff in the thought that it'll become in a photography, like it'll be a picture one day.
Yeah, like Five Below has all kinds of crazy stuff. Like you get stuff like this.
Oh yeah, okay. I was noticing Hobby Lobby too has like a whole section now. That's
some stuff's a winner, some stuff's not, but you can usually, for the price, if you can get a couple of good, like in one of these, I've gotten like a drum, a drumstick with a bite in it. You get so much mileage out of that, especially with Mythics, like.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I love, I've always liked
like a flagon of ale and a chicken leg.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, that's cool, man. Very cool. So how did the Latin Legions come about?
So from what I remember, we were at Legions Con. I think we were in the pub, and so Al and I knew each other from 2022. We stayed in contact, throughout the year. And Tony and Ed knew each other already. They were friends before the con. So we were all like the four of us. We were all hanging out at one point in the pub, and I was pretty intoxicated. Al, I think, was talking to Malcolm from Euro Legions, and so then I think like the kind of like joking like, oh, we could be like we could do something. We could be like Latino Legions or Latin Legions or something like that. And it was like, and Malcolm, I think, was kind of like telling Al like, yeah, you guys should do it. Go for it. And Tony is just a force.
So was that something that was you were wanting to do? Like,
not really. The commitment was a little more than I was kind of thinking I wanted to do.
Yeah. Because
I like, I don't have kids. I like my free time. I like to do what I want when I want to do it. So there was a little apprehension on that at first, and the work, going into it, and then just the nervousness about being, putting yourself out there.
Right.
There's a lot of that in there. I don't want to waste people's time, so, we're an hour in. Sorry, everyone. If I've wasted your time, I really don't want to.
No,
that's kind of like with my original, like, I'll make it quick, but like my toy photography originally, I would just do whatever, and it was horrible. And I didn't really care. I was just kind of just messing around, but then I would like man, these people take time to like and comment on my stuff, and like,
Right.
I don't want to waste people, and so that kind of
Right.
would make me like up my game, like
Yeah.
I don't, because there was lots of apprehension with it, but Tony's a force. He's like I woke up the next day and we had like a chat group and like an email for the Latin Legions, and I was like, what is this? And then like I saw Tony and Ed downstairs later that day, and I was kind of like thinking, and then Tony said something, and then it all like came back like, oh shoot, that's what all this is.
Mm-hmm.
That's for doing the live stream or the podcast or whatever. So after the con, we stayed in touch. We would get together and just kind of chat, before we actually did any recording or anything, and just kind of build up a rapport.
Right.
And it all kind of just came to be. And I like hanging out with the guys,
Yeah,
so
you got to have that chemistry for sure.
I'm always apprehensive about something, and then when we do it, it's like I'm glad we did it. It could be having a specific guest on or something. Like sometimes when it's people I don't know, it's kind of like are we gonna, are we gonna do what they want us to? Are we gonna present them in the way, like if we're trying to promote a Kickstarter or something like that, or if it's someone that I do know, like are they gonna have a good time? Like there are little things I don't do it as often now because I have confidence in everyone else, at this point. But there was always kind of that, I want everyone to have a good time. I want everyone to have a good time. That's just my general thing is like, I want everyone to have a good time. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I don't want to, I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to cause any trouble, but, and I don't want to put my foot in my mouth either. That was also another thing.
I know that happened with Ed and Tony. I think I had said something or a bad joke, and it just died, and I was like, "Oh crap!" So I edited it out. Like I got rid of it after.
Oh, that's funny.
That's the upside of pre-recorded.
I would have let it play.
Maybe I should have, but it was a really. It might have been offensive. I don't know. Maybe it was.
Okay.
I
don't know. I couldn't see those two getting offended. That's for sure.
It was just something stupid, and I don't even remember what it was. But I was like, "Crap, I got to get rid of that." But do you guys have like people on again, like favorites, or like people that you guys enjoy talking to so much that you're like, let's have that guy back or girl?
I don't think specifically. Like there is. Tony does a show on Wednesdays called The Weekly Habit with this guy Cobra Dad.
Cobra Dad.
Yes, Cobra Dad. Huh?
I haven't seen that. I didn't know that.
It's a comic. They talk comics and other nonsense. Cobra Dad's a very big personality. He'll say anything. He does not have a filter.
Okay.
So he is fun to have on the show. So like when it was my birthday, I said, "Well, we got to have Cobra Dad back on the show because I want to be drinking. It's going to be a riot, So I want to." So he's fun in small doses.
Do you guys ever? I mean, do you ever feel the pressure though of like, oh, we got to find somebody for next?
No,
week?
Because I'm perfectly okay at being just us.
Yeah. See,
I
like
Al's the same way. Like we can just go over there and chat. I mean, talk about whatever.
That's the upside of having more people. Like I've thought about it. Like, would I just do a show where just me talking? Like,
is that why you always end up with 10 people on your live stream because you're so worried you're not going to have any guests?
Like, I'm like, you guys. I have topics. Like, I'll write down topics, and I'll do a group chat, and everyone will know what the topics are, and I'll just go down the list, and like people will conversate, and it makes it fun because it takes the pressure off of me. Because I've had people on where I'll say, what's your favorite color, and they'll just be like, blue.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck. You know what I mean? It's like, tell me something. Tell me, let's have a conversation. And sometimes it just dies. And
some people get it, some people don't. Like, they know, either roll with, either they know it's a bid or how to roll with a bid,
Right.
or keep like Dave. Well, David's really good. I mean, you've had him on a couple of times. Like we had him on, and Tony wasn't there, so I ran the show, and it was David was very easy, because he know.
Some
So how
people
did you
just
come up?
casual.
He knows what you want to know. He knows why you're asking.
Yes.
He doesn't give you like a
easy.
1-word answer, like
They make it easy. Yeah. And that's why I like having like certain people ask them back, because I've had it where they'll ask each other questions.
Yeah.
Or it'll start like, they'll ask a question and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I didn't think about that, like I'm kind of running it, like, where, in what direction it's going, or I'll go on to the next topic or whatever. But it's nice when it's like an organic conversation.
Yeah.
It just makes it so much more fun, I think, and less pressure. But yeah, I always worry about new people. I'm like, oh man, I gotta connect with, I got to reach out to this person or that person. But it's nice just to have people back. Like I've had Terrence back a bunch of times. I've had Brendan Higgins back a bunch of times, Curtis a couple times. Just people that are comfortable, that talk, and I can have like a conversation with. And I like to catch up with bros, like, hey Ed, what are you up to? And it's nice to have that conversation and catch up.
More.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Brendan's good to tell. He was one of our early guests. That's where I met him, was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. Yeah, he's a good talker.
He's a good dude.
So yeah, I'm definitely much more comfortable nowadays. It just kind of, it's not that big a deal.
It's not that.
But again, but I do worry about wasting people's time.
No, you consider it. Yeah, and that's like my show. I usually about an hour. You know what I mean? Like that's good, because I am the same thing. Like I don't want to be like droning on for 2 hours and not saying anything. Like if
listen to Sunday morning, in which case you'll go for 4 or 5 hours.
Literally, yeah. But it's not just me. Like if it was just me, like,
oh yeah,
and then I bought this figure, and it was really. And then I painted the silver, and then I matched this. Like people are not going to watch me, like, and then the blue didn't match the blue down here, so I had to match the. It's like, dude, no, like I would rather showcase. All right, unminimize. Okay, I would rather showcase other people that are way more interesting than I am. It's kind of like multiple personalities all coming together to hopefully everyone gels well and we have a good time. And that's how it is on your show, when you guys kind of, when everyone is present and you got a good guest and it's fun and people are enjoying the fun questions and stuff.
The games are good, people, the chat's getting involved, and I like the ones where like the chat can get involved. Like we do, like Tony does. Oh, so it was hilarious. I'll tell a quick little story. So Jake was on, and he was saying that he really loved when David was on. I came up with a game called, Cat Dad. Because David has a cat. So I'm like, well, Tony always thinks of games that are kind of in line with what the guest is. So going with what he does, I thought, what would be fun is take 3 mythic characters, and then you have to pick which one of them is a cat dad, has a cat.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of did it like match game style, where I had my answer, and so they had to try to match my answer. That was how they would get points. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, it's just a fun game to come up with a story of why someone has, why Kai Pacha has a cat and this one doesn't, or whatever,
Right.
I like those because it's not like there's no actual answer. Anyone could just kind of give their opinion and have fun with it. The chat can get on that. With the trivia, sometimes like, the chat will give the answer to the trivia, and then, some people will, look at the answer in the chat and then give that as their own answer. Or sometimes I'll be like, I thought that might have been it, but now I'm not going to give that answer because it showed up in the chat, because I have a conscience about cheating, even in games that don't really that don't matter. But so the trivia games are fun. A lot of people do like the trivia. But so Jake says, I really love that cat game you guys did with David Williams.
Mhm.
And I started laughing, and I'm like, Tony, and I looked at Tony. I'm like, Tony, you see that vein popping out of Tony's head? Because it's like, 70 games, that Tony's come up with, and then I came up with one game. Technically, I've come up with 2 games, but and that's the one that Jake shouted out as his favorite game. And I was like, oh, Tony's gonna be mad at me for that one later. It was just hilarious. But we have a good time like that. We just love to, give each other, giving each other's a hard time. That's part
Absolutely.
of the fun,
Yeah, you guys definitely have the chemistry, and it's a fun show for people that are going to be on it that I know, and they're like, "Hey, I'm going to be on Latin Legion." I'm like, "Dude, it's a blast. Just have fun and be yourself. Don't be nervous. It's a fun show. Have a good time.
Let's just play some games, talk some toys, bust some balls. That's just
easy.
Fun way to spend a couple hours.
For sure, definitely. So going to Legion's Con.
Yes, of course.
You'll be there what day? Friday?
I decided I'm coming in Thursday.
Okay.
Because I just want to hang out, because there's just not enough time to hang out with everybody.
I know. Yeah. I mean, the show doesn't even need to start yet. I just want to be there with the bros.
Yeah. I'm not getting in as early as I'd like, so I'll be there I think I get in at 4 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
But also at least because last year I got there Friday morning, I flew overnight, so I'm like, at least I'll be a little more rested for Friday.
Right.
But I think everyone, all of us, will be there on Thursday. Nice. Al, I think, gets there earlier, and Tony and Ed will drive in. Yeah, so they were going, and then I'm like, I told Al, I'm going to go Thursday, because I want to go hang out, get that extra hangout time in. Already flying out there.
Yeah.
What's another?
Is your wife going? Or are you guys going to go to New York after? Or?
No, that was also why I figured I'd go early, because she's not going to come out this year.
Okay. So
I'm just going to go home Monday after the show. So
there you go. And then back
to reality. Thinking about it, but it didn't work out. Her sister's going to be in town next week anyway.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. I get back Monday, but I took Tuesday off because I get back Monday late. And last year I just made the mistake of working the next day, and it sucked because it was even though I work from home, it's catching up, and I'm like, I have this suitcase full of toys.
Yes.
And it's I just want to open this stuff already. I have stupid work.
Right. Yeah, I told my boss Wednesday to Wednesday. That's when I'm taking off. So after Wednesday, when I punch out, I'm on my way. I'll be there Thursday afternoon, and then I'll be back Wednesday morning.
I'll say, when do you land on Thursday?
I'm driving.
Oh, that's right. You're driving.
Yeah, I'm about 11 hours, 11 or 12. It's a drive, dude. I thought about flying, but just messing with airports and rental cars or having someone pick
me up. Bringing all your stuff back.
Bringing all the stuff back. Yeah, it's I would rather just drive.
By yourself?
It just depends. I don't know if my fiance is going or not. It's still kind of up in the air. We're not sure. We were kind of thinking about her flying out after the show, and then we go check out New York City again after. She kind of liked that idea, so yeah,
it could be fun.
See,
yeah, I drove to the Mythic meetup in Sacramento, and that was, it was 7-hour drive, and that was hard by myself. I had to pull over and on the way back, I had to pull over and get a coffee because I was falling asleep.
It's a long drive, dude. Yeah, I'll take a break. I'll stop at a rest stop and grab something to drink.
And I did. Yeah, that was one of those where it was kind of that was definitely out of my comfort zone because I don't really even drive that much to begin with. I'm not a big fan of driving. Mm. But it was just I wanted to see everyone. I wanted to get another barbarian. I wanted to go, hang out, and it was a blast. But it was I left at 3:30, 4 in the morning. I got up at 3 o'clock and headed out, and then was there, and then headed back the next afternoon. It was a turnaround, but it was worth it.
That's the only downside that's a downside of the West Coast is that there's not as much Mythic activity, not as many resources to get figures. You can't just maybe you can. I guess you go to Frankensons. Are you in San Diego or LA area?
No, I'm in LA area. I'm near Long Beach.
Oh, okay.
But I went to Frankensons once a long time ago, and I did not like it.
Really?
This is crowded. I had just got my truck, and it like took me forever to park because like literally like probably the second or third time I'd driven my truck out, and it's like this little parking lot, all kinds of people everywhere. I'm like, am I trying not to like scratch it and ding it? And I was just like, this is too crowded for me.
So not for you,
I
wasn't
don't
for
know.
you. So
I don't
you'd
like
rather
crowds.
just shop online.
Yeah, like I don't go to San Diego. Everyone's like, oh, are you going to San Diego? Like, I'm not going to San Diego. That's crazy talk.
But you have gone though, right?
I went 1 year, yeah. But it's
Not
just
for
like
you.
you're like butt to nut with everyone the whole time.
I don't mind the crowd. It doesn't bother me. But I get it. My fiance is like that. But I'm like, I don't care. As long as
Not
someone
relaxing.
doesn't smell and their neck is like in my like I feel like San Diego Comic Con, I had a little bit more space, but New York Comic Con was packed. Like, because it was just a smaller, more compact,
Uh,
you know, venue. And it was just like way too crowded, dude.
yeah, we rather just like, why don't we just meet up for dinner or something after? Like, I
Right.
drive down for that, Like, I
Right.
had last weekend. One of my buddies, he'll be at Legion's Con. He lives in, I think, North Carolina. Um, he was in town for Horror Con, and so after the con, like he came over and we went, took him out to a horror themed pizza place in Long Beach.
Cool.
So we got to hang out. Had dinner. Like that was nice.
Yeah.
Nice little appetizer to hang out and see him before we get crazy at Legion's Con. So that's
So you're okay with Legion's Con though.
yeah, because that's different. That's more of a hangout.
It's a party to me. Like I
Yeah.
see it as like a big like a cool party. Like it's not like there's no like running around or being crazy. It's just kind of like chill. We're all kind of older dudes and we're just happy to be there and
It's just
excited and
fun. Yeah, fun hangout. Like there's just so many people to talk to. You don't even get a chance to like visit with everybody because it's you're just there's not enough hours in the day even if you stay up.
right.
Like I
You
don't even
guys
worry
are
about what I'm going to buy. I always say they're going to get my money whether it's at 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock. I'm not in a rush
right.
because I'm going to spend that money and not have enough room for all my figures either way.
You ever think, oh, they're gonna sell out of something? I gotta get, I gotta
Yeah,
get
but if
that.
I don't get it, I don't get it. Am I not going to like sit at the bar with someone I only see once a year and drink until 2 in the morning because I might not get this figure? Like I'm not going to do that.
You'll be okay.
Yeah,
I like that attitude.
I'd
Yeah,
rather
that's
just
the way.
have the drink and if I sleep in, I sleep in. I get up when I get up.
It's all about the experience,
Yeah,
The figure you can find, the figure you can
yeah. If I
get
really
down
want
the
it, yeah.
road or whatever, you'll get it. But
I'm not upset that I didn't get any extra skeletons, at Legion's Con last year because I wasn't, early in line. I'm not kicking myself for that one.
I was way early, dude. I got there at like 3 a.m.
And did you get your skeletons?
I did. And then I sold them. I don't have them anymore. I think I've got one. But I like the graveyard. The graveyard are cool. I
Yeah.
like the graveyard.
And then all these new ones we have now are,
All kinds of
just as
skeletons.
good. Just take them apart, and you've got the same
Yeah.
skeletons.
Where's my bone ape? I got the bone ape. Did you make a bone ape?
No, I haven't messed with that guy too much.
Here he is. Yeah, you got it.
That's cool.
It's a heads pack, Terpiculi, and Maxilius.
Okay, I have the heads pack. Yeah, I have all of those figures. I just haven't messed around. I've just been playing with my zombies, with my undead.
You and your undead, man.
They're
Hopefully, the graveyard will be undead for you, man.
Oh, that'll be dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they're that price point, I mean, if they're the same price point as last time, yeah, I'll probably end up
beat that, dude. You can't beat that.
And that'll be like my favorite. Will be that's my eventual plan. Is I just want to have a horde. I want to make a horde pick. Just a bunch of them just walking through. Like that's my ultimate goal. Eventually, when I get enough of them.
Are they fighting someone, or are they just hoarding on?
I think just a horde.
You're not gonna have like one guy right in the middle, like ah.
No, I mean I might do that eventually, but initially I just want a big horde pick of just them.
Okay.
Them going through. I did one like that this weekend though.
Oh, did you? Let me see. Hold on. Let me unbig it. Hold on. Let me see. Okay. Oh yeah, I love that. See, I love pictures like that.
Yeah.
That's rad, dude. Very cool.
But then I also did one after the fact when he's, you know, slayed them all.
Victorious,
Yeah.
and he's got the correct helmet. The Soleil is always the right answer. What's where did you get that Soleil? It looks like it's black.
Or yeah, so this was a steel is the armory gunmetal.
Yeah.
And then I just put the Dark Templar stuff on them.
I like that. I like that.
To make a different Dark Templar.
Rad. I had a good time talking to you, man. I appreciate you making the time for me.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Of course. I think we had a good conversation. Your show is 6 p.m. Eastern
on Sundays. Pretty much every Sunday, most Sundays.
Latin Legions.
Check it
out. But also check out Matt's Instagram, Collectible Fun.
Yeah.
He's got some awesome pictures on there. I'm sorry I should have looked it up. I didn't do my homework. I apologize. But
I feel like I'm failing in my promotion, but I don't really promote it that much.
It's a weird thing to promote, your stuff.
Look at my stuff.
Yeah, look at my stuff.
It's easier with the podcast. It's like it's a group effort, and really, I feel like I'm promoting all the hard work Tony puts into it.
Right.
When it comes down to it. So, But yeah, check it out. Give me a like. Give me a follow.
Yeah, follow this guy. Check out his show. Subscribe. Anyways, thank you, Matt, so much, dude. I appreciate it, and I will see you in like 5 weeks, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. Safe travels, and I will see you then, man. I'll check you out in the pub.
Alrighty.
See you, buddy. Thank you very much.
Alrighty.
Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.